Welcome back to Tack and Track. I'm Brad.
And I'm Gil. And today we're talking about the Colt Walther 1911 government model. This is a fantastic little pistol. This one's 22 caliber and feels like the real thing. It's a full frame 1911. There are a few minor differences that we discovered taking it apart from a 1911, and your slide is a little bit lighter on this just because it has to be to run a 22, but feels in your hand the same as any other 1911 and is very similar weight.
So we did a review on the Browning 1911 22 LR sitting here on the table, and we both shot these two guns multiple times. The Browning is an accurate representation of a 1911 in 22. With that being said, which one do you prefer to shoot?
We're gonna go with the Walther here. It's a really good gun. You can take long shots with it one-handed and be fairly accurate. At least I can. I don't know about everyone in the room. Couldn't do that with this one. Neither of us could. But this one's very easy to hold, shoot, one-handed, two-handed. It's just a great little gun.
And the other thing to consider, and it was certainly something that I didn't think about when buying a 1911 and 22. They're really good training guns for full-size 1911s, and one of the things that I didn't think about is if you buy something that is not full-size, is not correctly scaled, your holsters don't work. None of your accessories work. With this, I'm able to take it and drop it straight in my holster, because usually when we're out shooting, we both like to shoot 1911s. It's not uncommon for me to have a 1911 holster on my side, and it's really nice to be able to fit your 22 in a full-size 1911 holster.
So this is your 1911 holster. This is your
correct.
1911. Fits nice and tight. We got to put this one in. Fits exactly the same.
Now the American flag with the Walther in it may be a little bit of a problem here.
It's still a 1911. Let's roll with it.
So we rate all of our guns here in Tack and Track in 5 categories. We rate them on value, accuracy, reliability, the fun factor, and ease of use. So let's talk a little bit about value. You got this gun for how much?
Well, I bought this gun at the same time I bought another one. And I bought both of them for $300. I think I paid just about $180 for this one. And maybe $120 for the other one. And that's a fantastic deal on this gun. How much did you pay for that Browning?
Yeah, I bought the Browning when they first came out. I don't even want to talk about it. I think it was north of $550, so a lot.
So for $180, it's a pretty good option.
Yes.
Now they're not quite that cheap.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of research to see what I could find out there. The cheapest ones I was able to find were about $325 to $375. With that being said, most of the ones that I found were in the $400 to $500 price point.
Yeah, and that sounds about right. That's probably what you should pay for something like this. I think it would be worth that. But finding it for $180, what a fantastic! I wish I had bought 10 of them.
And guys, really, the finish on this thing is really pretty decent. The quality's, I mean, even taking it apart, it's a 22, right? They're not built with the same quality components because that's not really what you need or want in a 22. But really, this is a surprisingly well-built gun, and being able to have a 22 1911 at that kind of price point is a pretty good value in my mind.
And it's attractive. I like the finish that they put on it. Of course, being a 1911, you can swap grips, which is what I did, which is why it looks like an old man's gun. That's kind of what I like. But you could take the grips off of this one and put it right onto this gun. They would fit. Probably not the case with this one, is it, Brad?
No, the Browning 1911s use proprietary grips. So you can't do something This is my custom 9mm. You can't come up with grips like this and throw them on that guy. But the good news is you don't have to worry about running into mother of pearl grips for your Browning.
That's true. Because no one that would own that would have any class at all.
So we gave this a value score.
Once we find it.
Yes, once we find it here. We gave it a value score of 3.9 out of 5. It is a fantastic deal for these little 22s like this. And really, I just can't say enough about how much better of a value this is versus the Browning.
And I agree.
So when we review guns here on Tack and Track, we always talk about the ease of use. We've reviewed quite a few 1911s. This is almost a 1911. The real gripe that I have with this firearm is if you've played with other 1911s, it is slightly different, but it's only slightly different. Other than that, what do you have to say about the ease of use, Gil?
Not much of a gripe there, was it, Brad?
No, it's really not. Really exceptionally good firearm. This is actually Gil's. And for the longest time, we've argued over the Browning versus this Walther 1911, despite the fact that it's German made. I gotta say, there is no question in my mind if I could go back and do it again, I would have bought that and would have told Gil to buy this.
So, for ease of use, this handle is just like any other 1911. You have your safety at the rear, you got your slide catch in a comfortable position, your mag release here where your thumb is. I bought this gun for my wife, actually. Now, she has never picked it up and shot it, which makes me sad, but I bought it for her because the slide's really easy to rack. It's comfortable in the hand. It's not too heavy, but it's heavy enough where when you're shooting 22, it barely moves. You can stay on target very easily. I thought it would be a great gun for her. Turns out I've fallen in love with it, and I'm afraid that I'll never give it back to her even if she asks. Although she'll probably make me anyways if she ever gets to shoot it, because she would love it too. So for ease of use, high marks from me.
The one other gripe that I've got here too is the sights aren't as good on this as some of the other 1911s that we shoot. With that being said, they are fantastic for a 22 and more than adequate. But that is one thing that is a little bit more difficult with it. But guys, John Moses Browning designed an extremely intuitive gun when he designed the 1911 and really did a really good job. Very easy to use. We're going to give it high marks, and we're going to give it a score. I've been struggling with this one in particular, guys. Bear with me here. We're going to give it a score of 3.3 out of 5 on the ease of use.
And quick note, since you brought up these sights, I do notice that these are replaceable. You could put different sights on this if you wanted to. What do you have to tell me about the sights on this gun, which are worse than these and also not replaceable?
They actually are replaceable and they take the same sights. They would stick out past the slide a little bit.
That's not replaceable, is it?
Mm-hmm. There's a screw on the bottom side.
Dang.
So that is one thing that you can fix on the Browning.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to agree with Gil here that the Colt government, Walther,
Colt Walther government model.
Yes, is a better firearm.
Yeah.
All across the board. I like historical value, so I thought the Browning would be the option. It's not, guys.
Well, let's get into our next category. What do we got?
Yeah, so next category here is fun factor.
Oh. Did we give it a 5? We should have given it a 5 if we didn't. This is the most fun gun I think I've ever shot. You can shoot it all day long for almost free because it's 22. It's a 10 round capacity, so you do have to reload pretty frequently. But you can shoot this as fast as you want and stay on target. Incredibly fun gun.
It is a lot of fun to shoot. Really, the only detraction from this gun in the fun factor is magazine size. You know, if you could, it is a 1911. But by the way, it has the exact same capacity as the 9mm 1911 on the table at 10.
Right.
But with that being said, this really is a blast to shoot. And we gave it a score of 3.3 out of 5 in the fun factor category. Really, capacity would have helped a lot here. But other than that, no gripes on how fun of a gun it is to shoot. And it's really cheap to shoot too.
It is.
So the next category that we need to talk about here is reliability.
No issues. It's 22, so you do have some issues with 22 ammo, but I've never had a failure to fire out of this gun. And we've put a brick and a half of 22s through it, and still no hang-ups. It has ejected every time.
So we've shot this when we were shooting our Call of Duty video. We've shot this quite a few times.
For our 22 video.
For our 22 video, we shot this. And this is something that we often shoot as we're kind of getting ready to shoot something else. It's kind of something to warm up a little bit, play a little bit with. And it's just an all-around fun gun to shoot. And with all of that shooting being done, Gil, how many times have you cleaned it?
I've never cleaned it, and it's still never hung up. And I'm kind of waiting until it starts to hang up to clean it because I want to know what it can handle. So far, no problems at all. Now, I'm not going to go to more powder and continue to not clean it to make it run, like one of our good friends does.
Yes, yes.
We'll be cleaning it once it starts to hang up, but I want to know what it's going to take to get there.
And guys, I took it apart just ahead of this just to kind of see what does it look like, because it was the first time I'd gotten the opportunity to take it apart. What does it look like compared to a normal 1911? And let me assure you, it's dirty.
It's dirty.
It's really dirty. I really should have washed my hands after touching the inside of it.
You don't even have to take it apart to tell it's dirty. Just open the slide. It's dirty.
But still continues to function just like it should. Now, it is a rimfire cartridge. Guys, rimfire cartridges are not going to be as reliable as a centerfire. That's not a fault of the gun. That is an ammunition kind of deal. Rimfires just aren't ever going to be incredibly reliable. But for what it is, incredibly good on the reliability score. We gave it a reliability score out of 4. Really, the only thing that I could say would have done better in this is a different cartridge, but that's not what we want out of this gun.
No.
So very, very high marks on the reliability score here. Shouldn't be disappointed in the accuracy that you get out of this. I've owned quite a few 22 caliber handguns. Besides stuff like the Ruger 1022 Charger Takedown, which is technically a pistol, right? Sure. But I think that's kind of in a totally different class than this. This has performed as well as anything else I've ever shot. And it's reasonably inexpensive to get there.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic value, accurate, reliable, easy to use, fun. All of the things that you don't get out of, say, this Browning.
The Browning's fun. And it's reliable. It's just not cheap. Yeah, there's some issues there. Go back and watch our video on this. This was a gun that I had so high hopes for and was really disappointed by.
This is a gun I didn't have high hopes for, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I kind of didn't expect a whole lot out of this the first time I picked it up. You know, I really didn't expect what I got back from this gun when I picked it up. But we're going to give it an accuracy score of 3.2 out of 5. Biggest gripes on accuracy, it's rimfire 22.
Yeah, I mean, you can get some really expensive ammo and maybe get a different barrel in there and get some really, really good accuracy out of it. But a 3.2 for a 22 caliber weapon, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. So if you guys are watching this to decide whether or not this is the gun for you to buy, I think we can both say the answer is yes. If you're looking for a 22 caliber fun gun to take out and shoot at the range, and you're looking for it for an adult, I think this is absolutely the best choice out there. If you are looking for somewhat smaller hand, maybe not the perfect choice, but other than that, I mean, I really have nothing bad to say about this thing.
No, it's a great gun.
And the mere fact of how many rounds this gun has been through and never been cleaned, it's impressive.
Yeah.
So overall, we're going to give this firearm a score of 3.52 out of 5. If you guys have been following some of our other videos, this is one of the highest ranked handguns we've got. Don't make the mistake, though, in thinking this is a good carry gun.
No, I mean, the slide is a little bit light, so when you're going to put it back in your belt, well,
Gotta turn on the safety.
when you're going to put it back in your belt, that slide can actually come up a little bit, and I prefer if it didn't do that. Even sometimes when I'm reholstering, if the holster's tight, it can operate that slide. So there's a couple of downsides in terms of a carry gun. Also carrying a 22. Yeah, not my favorite. So maybe not the best for an everyday carry, but for a fun range toy, something that looks beautiful hanging up on your wall, excellent choice. And if you can find it for the $180 that it used to be, buy as many as they have, because I wish I had.
No, thanks for checking out our video on this. If you're interested in a really good range toy that's not horribly expensive, check this guy out. We're gonna have some more video of us shooting it, but don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Take 14.
I never made. Go.
Yeah. Figured it out a little late there, though.
Yeah, it is tough with those 22s. That one right there is way better.